Welcome to the next section of Traefik Training. We are now going to start getting hands-on with Traefik, so it is time to set up your local environment to start following along with the labs. And some of the prerequisites for the labs is actually the following. So you need to have Docker Desktop installed locally or on your server or somewhere where you can access. And the instructions are down below this video. You can see the instructions for Mac, Windows, and Linux to get you up and started. Now there's an additional step for Windows users. Ensure once you get Docker for Desktop installed, make sure that you switch to Linux containers. And I also included the instructions down below exactly how to switch to Linux containers for Windows. The next thing we want to do is install Git. And we need Git so we can check out the labs from GitHub, and you can install Git various different ways. Again, I added the links down below for GitHub Desktop, for installing Git locally, and just different ways to install Git. And once we have Git installed, we can then check out the labs from GitHub. So I already have Docker for Desktop installed and Git installed. I'm using Mac, but what we can do then is, once that's running, you can see the link for the training is github.com/56kcloud/Traefik Training. Again, the link is down below this video. You can find the resources. Now, you can actually see within the chapters, there are example compose files and additional training content, which you will find very useful as you follow along. Now, to check this out, go back, click on code, and you'll see clone with HTTPS. Click this button right here, click, and that means you've copied it. Now head over to your terminal, and we are going to go to our temp directory, and I'm going to clone it for you, git clone, and I'm going to put it right here. And oops, there we go. And there you go. So I cloned it locally into my temp directory. There's the Traefik Training, and I'm just doing this for demo purposes, but then you go into Traefik, and there are the different labs available in Traefik, and there'll be more and more over time, so I'll show you how to update, but this is getting started with Traefik. Now, once we have that cloned, we also need to verify that Docker is installed correctly. And to do that, we want to make sure that Docker is installed correctly by running this command. So docker run hello world. And what this does, it actually just downloads a container from Docker Hub and runs it locally. And you can see it's a small container. It checks it out, it runs it, and then you get a hello message from Docker. This basically verifies your Docker installation is working correctly, and everything should be ready for the next sections. Now, what if that all didn't work? There is another section down below saying, what if Docker Desktop didn't work for me? There's a link to play with Docker, which you can do this in your browser, which allows you to complete the sessions and the labs in your browser. It is Docker running in your browser. You won't get the full experience, but at least you can follow along with the labs. If you have questions or comments, please leave a comment down below or contact us if you have issues. Thank you, and get ready to start the Traefik Training Labs.